great that he, like Austin, sounds good. And he's our generation, but it doesn't appear to be kind of reports that suggest he could take on the magnitude of this job, and that makes Jackson a surprising pick. That's not so, and now David Shulkin, the outgoing VA secretary, has some advice for his predecessor.
To, make sure that he's consistent with the president's agenda, to push really hard, always to keep the veterans' interests at heart.
And Shulkin also does not want the VA to be privatized, and that is part of his warning on the way out.
Fox's Peter Ducey. Gun ride supporters gathering today outside the Vermont State House, urging Republican Governor Phil Scott not to sign the bill extending some gun restrictions. He is unlikely to sign that measure. A pack of cheetahs crashes an African safari.
A Facebook video circulating online shows man is closer than expected encounter with cheetahs on an African safari. Britton Haynes of Washington State tells Seattle's Como News he was with a group watching three cheetahs on the hunt in a Land Cruiser when one of the wild animals jumped onto the hood. Footage shows Hayes frozen and another curious cheetah hopped into their feet behind him to sniff around and nibble at the headrest. Hayes says his told him to keep calm and not
stand the fuck up and make it happen.
He tried to slow his breathing so the animal wouldn't sense his fear. Eventually, both cheetahs left and no one was hurt. Hayes calls it one of the scariest moments of his life. I'm Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Teenagers launching a 50-mile walk today from northern Mississippi to Memphis, Tennessee, in tribute to slain civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. the upcoming 50th anniversary of his assassination. Paul Stevens, Fox News Radio.
We'll be dry wrapping up the afternoon on this last day of March with some sunshine and temperatures in the upper 50s. Starting off the evening at 5 increase later tonight, and the low drop down to 45. A cloudy Easter tomorrow, the high 62 degrees. With some changes on Sunday night with a mix of rain and snow possible. The low drop to 35. That mix of rain and snow will taper off for the morning hours on Monday. Clouds later through the afternoon, and the high temperature Monday should reach the upper 40s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel for Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
I want to tell you about Charles Parrish. Every day, people call Charles with real estate they want to sell. When Charles makes an offer to purchase your real estate, there are no commissions or settlement costs, and he pays all cash. If you have real estate to sell, city or county, commercial or residential, well-land or non-conforming, virtually any kind of real estate, Charles wants to make it offer. A family business for over 40 years, his goal is to make a small profit. He's a principled buyer with a reputation for honesty and fair prices. Call Charles today about your property. Log on to charlesparish.com. That's spelled P-A-R-R-I-S-H, Parish with 2 R's. Or call Charles Parrish at 1-866-474-7000. Get rid of real estate you don't want and get the cash you need. Call Charles Parrish today with details of your real estate. 1-866-474-7000.
Listen Sundays at 9 a.m. for Radio Mass of Baltimore, the live liturgy of the Sunday Mass from St. Ignatius Church in downtown Baltimore. And again at 6 p.m. for a rebroadcast. Following the Mass, stay tuned for a message from the Archdiocese of Baltimore on Talk Radio 680 WCBM. Saturdays at 1 p.m. and again at 3, join Rod Barowie for Safe Retirement Solutions, ranked as one of the top 100 financial programs in the USA. Safe
opinions you hear on Talk Radio 680 WCBM and WCBM.com are not necessarily those of the owners, management, employers, and advertisers of WCBM. But they should.
The Jimmy Mathis Show is sponsored by Andy Harris for Congress. The Jimmy Mathis Show is brought to you by Bread and Circuses. This is Talk Radio 680 WCBM and WCBM.com. The Jimmy Mathis Show starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special edition of the Jimmy Mathis Show, broadcasting to you live from the Hard Yacht Cafe in Dundalk, Maryland, with you until 8 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Appreciate it. Come down, check us out. Hard Yacht is located at 8500 Cove Road in Dundalk. Phone number for the show, 410-922-6680. Follow me on Twitter at Jimmy Mathis Show. Al Renmer, running for Baltimore County Executive, also Maryland Insurance Commissioner, with us, along with Ed Hale, owner of the Baltimore Blast, coming off of their MASL Championship. Ed, this is number 9, I believe. Congratulations to the Baltimore Blast. So we're going to do what we normally do in the program, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk a little local politics in the first hour, and then really in the second hour, as many of the people that are listening to the show on the air here in this room are season ticket holders for the Baltimore Ravens, invoices going out, and the NFL owners coming back from their annual meetings down in Florida, what the team does, what the league does with these protests, and if that flows over to people purchasing their season tickets for the upcoming season. Ed, this is the 9th championship that the Baltimore Blast have?
Yeah, we've been to we've done 3 in a row, all in Mexico as a matter of fact. But we've had a hell of a run here.
And this was a significant year for you. This was the first year of your new home at the CQ Arena in Towson.
Right.
So you get your new house and cap off the season with another championship.
Yeah, and I'm knocking on wood, we have not lost a game at Towson University. It's a great place to go to a game. It's a lot of fun.
It is a fabulous place to go to a game. If folks have not been yet, they need to go. I mean, it is a convenient location. You can walk around, you take your family, it's safe, it's a beautiful facility, great place to go to a game.
Well, one of our big memories was Al kicked out the first ball with artificial glory. that was a lot of fun. There were a lot of people there, and Catholics like to drink beer.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. That's why I'm a practicing Catholic. That's why we're here at Hard Yacht. Al, I was in the CQ Arena right in the heart of Baltimore County. You know, you're not new to politics. You've been the health insurance commissioner going back to 2003. A lot's changed in the healthcare industry over the last 13 years or so. But just a little bit about why you decided to go for the top executive job in Baltimore County.
You know, it's interesting. If you follow the press, my name has been bandied about for 20 years as being a potential candidate. I've never really looked at it. A couple of folks suggested I look at it this time, and I was. And what resonated for me was when a buddy of mine mentioned that if I were elected county executive, I would have more executive-level leadership experience, both in the public sector and the private sector, running companies and agencies. I'd have more executive-level experience, not only more than the other candidates, but I'd have more experience than any county executive in like decades. And at the time, I thought that was important. But as I've traveled around the county, I've met with folks that rely on the county for services. I talk to cops and firemen and teachers. I believe that my unique skill set and level of experience it is not only going to be helpful, but I believe the county desperately needs that kind of experience.
And the quality of life issues are going to be front row center. We're going to dive into this piece in the Baltimore Sun last week. Baltimore County residents concerned over the rise in violent crime. It's going to be an interesting midterm election in Baltimore County because there's a lot of open seats. Current county executive, Ken Kamenetz, is turned out, so he cannot run. There's an open state senate seat, which some people know that I was running for, vacated by State Senator Jim Brochin to also go after county executive. Delegate Pat McDonough is also going after the top executive job. His show comes on after mine, and there's 2 delegate seats that are open. So all eyes are going to be on Baltimore County in this upcoming midterm election.
Yes, and equally as important is what Baltimore County means to Governor Hogan as he seeks a second term. You know, people refer to Baltimore County as the Ohio of Maryland. And no Republican's going to win, including Governor Hogan, with that doing really, really well in Baltimore County. And it's critical for us as candidates at the local level that we do what we can to help him. So I'm fond of saying that while I work every day trying to get myself elected Baltimore County executive, I am also very focused on Governor Hogan's re-election as governor. But you mentioned quality of life issues.
Yeah.
And crime is certainly a part of it, but I don't live too far from here. I live in Middle River, and every day I drive through neighborhoods where there are living conditions community conditions that are allowed to exist that would not be allowed to exist in other zip codes. Whether it's trash, whether it's rats, whether it's vacant properties. So generally, Baltimore County, we're going to clean up Baltimore County. We're going to clean up the drugs. We're going to clean up the gang activity. We're going to clean up the trash. And we're going to clean up the rats. It's going to be the quality of life issues is going to be a central focus for us.
We're going to get back to that in 1 second, Al. My entire life, I'm 40 years old this year, has been in Baltimore County. I grew up out in Glenarm. I also lived right down the road in Essex, right across from Warren State Airport. First home I purchased was in Cockeysville. The county is very well branded, and I'm not talking about Baltimore County, but you look at what has gone on in the Essex area, in Middle River, in Cockeysville, and even parts of Hunt Valley. There are major challenges that are on the table right now. And there's a lot of frustration, not to talk about the previous administration with Kevin Kamnitz, but there is a lot of anger out there right now in Baltimore County.
There is, and one of the reasons for that is the current administration doesn't do a very good job of communicating with anybody. There is no long-term plan. There is no multi-year budget, so a lot of these problems just get kicked down the road. And if you are living in the community, if you're a cop or a fireman or a teacher, and you keep pointing out issues that need to be addressed, and they're never addressed, you kind of slip into hopelessness.
And Ed, let me throw it over to you. Making a very large business decision to bring the Baltimore Blast from the city, where the First Mariner Arena and the Civic Center has gone through different names over the years, but had been your home forever, making the decision to bring your business to the heart of Baltimore County.
Well, the decision was made easy for me to leave the arena downtown. I've been there since 1988. The Blast had been there since 1980. So to leave and go out there was no small thing. But when the city was mistreating me, raising my rent, getting the managers of the arena to raise the rent, and it's a decaying old building in an unsafe neighborhood. So we had to make a move in a hurry, so we did. But moving to Baltimore County, I was embraced by many of the people in Baltimore County, particularly Towson University, who owns C2 Arena, and it was a pretty easy move for us to make. And as last night we had a celebration, and it was awesome. There were so many people there. The President Towson came, and we were just very, as much as we were talking about winning our championships, we were telling about how all our fans, how appreciative we are of being able to come to a place like Towson.
We were talking earlier, Mr. Redmer, about the messaging of the party, and and we're very fortunate to have a Republican governor in this state that is enjoying a high approval rating. I think sometimes we need to be careful not to get complacent with that, and be constantly continuing to make the pitch on what we stand for as a party. Larry Hogan very much needs 5 Senate seats. Yep. So that would be veto-proof. The 42nd in theory should be one of those, but we need 5. It would be great to have a Republican county executive in Baltimore County. But for us as a party to be constantly making the pitch and articulating what we stand for as a party is key right now.
Didn't Larry win in Baltimore County?
Yes, by a huge amount.
Well, why would he not win this time? I'm curious.
Well, I don't think that he's in a position where he's not going to do as well. But if you look at history and you look, Bob Ehrlich won in 2002 by a very large margin, and I think he won in 2006, but it was only by 5,000 votes. So you need to win Baltimore County, but you need to win it big to offset projected losses in Baltimore City.
Gentlemen, I'm not being facetious on this. I think one of the biggest challenges that Governor Hogan has this time around, there is no Marty around.
You're exactly right. There is, you used the word complacency. I was at a Republican event a year ago, and they're just about declaring victory. Nobody's out there to beat, and I'm like, you cannot take anything for granted with anything. I don't care if it's sports or business. or politics, but you can't take anything for granted. I can assure you, Governor Hogan's not taking anything for granted. I mean, this is the hardest working guy I've ever met. He's incredibly focused, and he's focused on the right things, operating government, customer service, etc. He's not taking anything for granted that none of us can.
No, coordinations in politics never work. Hillary Clinton would be an example. Anthony Brown would be another.
I don't hear a lot of these things about county candidates. You know, I've been involved in the Culver County House, matter of fact. But I have a house in Rivers Island. I don't hear a lot of good things about him and the people willing to vote for him for governor. And also, the other guys that are Russian Baker.
He does not know now. That can also be a benefit. He's known in PG County. In all fairness, Mr. Baker suffers from some of the same problems that Kevin Kamnitz does. But I've had him in the program many times. He's a good candidate. He's a good fundraiser. There's a likability factor to it. And I think what the governor needs to be very cautious of, you look at the approval rating where it is right now, a large part of that number is comprised of exactly right. That is Health Insurance Commissioner Al Redmond running for Baltimore County Executive, along with Baltimore's last owner, Ed Hale. We are coming to you live from Hard Yacht Cafe in Dundalk, 8500 Code Road. We'll be with you till 8 o'clock. Stop by, check us out. 410-922-6680 is the phone number. It is 620. You are listening to a special edition of the Jimmy Mathis Show on WCBM Radio.
First all you heard, many of you guys know that getting a toothpick is something you really have done for a long time. This is for all. I use the fitness food and telling you nutritious and natural cancer information. It's how medic and advanced best food and more
So we're live streaming. How are you enjoying the show?
I'm loving the show.
Okay, and your name?
My name's Art.
Okay. I'm friends with you on Facebook. You have a little bit of a different picture on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's very nice to meet you.
I get more handsome all the time.
There you go.
I dressed up for the radio show today.
I wasn't sure, but yeah. I thought that you were Art. So I heard Jimmy saying hello to you. So this is your anniversary?
It is.
Okay, and how many years?
33 years.
33 years. Wow.
Beautiful downtown Dundalk.
So is that for the boatyard, or is that for the boatyard and the restaurant? How long is the restaurant?
The boatyard. The restaurant's been here for 13 years.
13 years. I've come before and had great times here, especially New Year's. New Year's is a blast here. So,
yeah.
So would you like to tell anybody about the boatyard? You do repairs, and you have some great boats out there.
Oh yeah, yeah. We provide a service to interstate travelers, you know, going north and south throughout the summer, spring, and fall. And we have a dedicated group that works with us here. And we do everything from major refits to tune-ups on outboard motors. So.
Okay, and you also have a marine store here too.
We do. Yep.
Okay, and if somebody wants to contact you that's watching this video, how can they call you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's we try to provide everything for the boater, from a transient slip to tune-up parts to whatever they need. You know.
Okay, and the phone number is
410-284-1044.
Well, thank you very much, Art, and I've had a pleasure here before. It's actually nice to meet you in person.
Thank you very much.
Check out Dundalk TV. The sun is moving around, that's what the problem is. Sorry about that. And can you switch with me again, because the sun's going down a little bit now. I couldn't get Mr. Hale's face over there because it was too dark. This is a better angle now, but the sun was coming right through there, blocking them out. So I'm going to be right here, and I'll be trying to catch Jimmy here. So. Pardon me? Oh, is Jimmy going that? Okay, good. That's even better for me.
Miller is scaring the count. Come on, Halloween's always Halloween for her. Shut up, Cal. Yeah, this here is Merry Easter. It's Talk Radio 16.
Uh-oh, close up. Thank you.
This is Talk Radio 16, WCBM and WCBM.com. Now more of the Jimmy Mathis Show, brought to you by Zen Services.
Welcome back to a special edition of the Jimmy Mathis Show with kids till 8 o'clock. Broadcasting live from the Hard Rock Cafe in Dundalk, Maryland. 8500 Cove Road. Come down, check us out. Normally I come here by boat, Ed. So you got to put in your GPS. Well, it's easier to find by boat sometimes.
For Miller's Island, Al, and Rowley, you can backstroke over there. Now, where did you get your boat?
I got rid of my boat about 6 years ago, but it used to be right in Middle River, the marina before the Baltimore Yacht Club. Yep. Easy, quick little roundabout over here. Yeah. Wasn't that rich? I never used gas. I just go out, shut it off, have a cigar, let the pig drift down to the bridge, and power back up. Al Renner is running for Baltimore County Executive. Also on the Republican side is Delegate Pat McDonough. Delegate McDonough show comes on right after mine, 8 to 10. We were talking about quality of life issues, Al, which a lot of times, especially when it comes to city politics, it gets put in the back burner when you have homicide of 300 plus, when you look at violent crime. The quality of life is key, because that's what creates the communities that people want to voluntarily move to. And unfortunately, Baltimore County has been taking some body shots over the last several years on that. And one of the fears that I heard when I was on the campaign trail, and I'm not knocking the city, I've been to Maryland many times, and I think she's actually been unfairly judged on what she inherited a pile of. She did, but what I've heard time and time again is we don't want to import, whether it's the conditions of the schools, whether it is crime, we don't want to import the problems that we have in the city into Baltimore County. Yep. And that's why we've seen so much frustration when it comes to the Section 8 program, when it comes to assault on property rights. Yep. When it comes to immigration, look, this stuff, it flows over to our school systems. And there's a lot of spokes coming out of the wheel, I guess, that is the quality of life issue.
No, you're exactly right. So on day one, we will be collaborating with ICE and every other federal and state law enforcement agency, because it's not only a direct criminal justice issue. If you're in the country illegally and you're going to set up an illegal business, and you know that if you get picked up for a little crime in Baltimore County, they're going to release you and not detain you, you're more likely to do business in Baltimore County. You don't want that. Another major issue, though, is for years now, there's been a failure of the county to invest in basic infrastructure. Yeah. Buildings, facilities, IT, employee training, all kinds of issues. So one of the things we need to do is look at what's going on with the Baltimore County Police Department. So if you look at the county police department, we have the same number of authorized positions, but they keep creating these specialized units. The last one was the animal abuse unit, right? And moving them into these specialized units. So where we are failing is on the community patrol. We are removing police officers from community patrol, putting them in these specialized units, so we do need to hire more cops and get them on the street. Is the budget there for that? We're still going through that. The answer is yes. There is so much waste in Baltimore County. The first thing we're going to do is we will have an inspector general position. There's been a lot of talk about audits, and we need to do that, but we need to go through methodically and look at everything we do in the county, who's doing it, and can we do it more efficiently. And I'm just going to give you one brief example. In Baltimore County, there was a situation not too long ago where a local county firehouse, they needed a gas can. Theirs was rusted out. They made a requisition, it was denied, we don't have money to make it. So how do you not have money for a gas can? It's crazy. But even more importantly, they didn't have money in September. They were in the 3rd month of the fiscal year, they're out. But even more crazy is the process itself. To request a gas can, you put it in triplicate using carbon paper. In 2018, Baltimore County is buying carbon paper by the truckload. They put it in an envelope, gets even better. The envelope gets picked up by a courier and hand-delivered to the supply shop. But there is good news. There is good news. The courier was not on a horse. The courier was actually in a vehicle. That's just one little example. 2018. Baltimore County is using carbon paper and delivering requisition forms in person. So this is an incredible amount of waste in Baltimore County.
That's Al Redmer, Ed Hale, along right here, live out at the Hard Yacht Cafe, 410-922-6680. Let's go to the phones, kicking off with Bob in Baltimore. It's Bob, good afternoon. How you doing, my friend?
All right, how you doing?
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I wanted to call about this cockamamie idea that's been put forward in Baltimore Sun about merging Baltimore City and Baltimore County. I mean, that's got to be the most ridiculous thing. Well, who do you think would get the better end of that one?
It's a valid point to bring up, Bob, because the lines hadn't been redrawn in a long time. It seems like it's sort of missing the mark on what the real problem is. It was sort of one of the justifications that the mayor gave for the continuing shrinking population in the city, which isn't unique to Mayor Catherine too. Stephanie Robbins-Blake wanted to deal with this actually with the issue of illegal immigration. But just your thoughts on the redistricting of the city-county line and moving the line out slightly to create at least the illusion that the city's larger than it is.
So I did not see the article, but I think that is crazy, and certainly not something that's going to happen in the foreseeable future. I cannot believe that there would be. I read the article from the county who wrote this. This idea is so implausible. I'm 71. I will be dead and gone. My son will be dead and gone. And my grandchildren will be dead and gone. So this would be really considered.
Piece of the Baltimore Sun yesterday, gentlemen. The Preakness obviously is in Baltimore City. Sagamore Farms is right in the heart of Baltimore County. Sagamore owned by Under Armour CEO and founder Kevin Plank. For anybody that's been up in the Preakness over the last 7 years or so, Under Armour owns the infield and really single-handedly kind of rebranded the corporate village and just a rebranding of the infield experience from the Baltimore Sun. Under Armour absence creates void at Preakness as infield tickets continue to lag. Guys, I'm a big horse racing fan. I love having the Preakness here. It's a conversation we have every year. The sustainability of keeping the second jewel of the Triple Crown in our backyard. And I know that you know Mr. Plank very well. Under Armour's been going through some issues recently. I think their decision was a business one. Just now is not the time to throw a multi-million-dollar party. But
it's almost analogous to us being downtown at the Kane Arena. I'm not a race guy, but that track is a dump. Right. And everybody knows it's a dump. Why don't you move it some other place and make it better? Now that's not what you're asking about here. I didn't realize that. Yeah. But why would you want to go ahead and put your brand on something that shows, to me, is really not that great a venue, number one. And number two, it's losing its allure.
Another kind of bill?
I want Blue Moon or this happens. This is very, very
I definitely don't want
this accelerates it losing its allure. And again, I am a horse racing fan. We've done the show live in the Kentucky Derby for the last 4 or 5 years. And Under Armour's presence there creates kind of an
How come Redmond and Hale were not invited to that?
Well, let me tell you, we were actually on the phone with Churchill Downs yesterday, so we may be taking a little field trip. You'll be campaigning and you'll probably be on your farm, but you know, working into the schedule, we'll have to have you guys out of Louisville for the first Saturday in May. But this seems to, look, I'm not putting the survivability and the Preakness in the back of competitive times. So really understand what I'm saying.
That's what that hurts though.
But it does. It's a major loss, and I see this being significant. It really caught me off guard when I read it because, again, I don't know Mr. Plank personally, but I do know that horse racing is a big passion of his dream is to one day win the Triple Crown, bring Sagamore back to.
And he's also he's a Baltimore guy. He's not from here, but he's made Baltimore his home big time. And this is a huge move on his part.
And Al, as you know, Sagamore is the Kentucky style home right in the heart of Baltimore, and
beautiful place.
Again, this really doesn't affect the public that much, but the power that Mr. Plank brings on Preakness Day, it goes the day before out at the farm when they have all the stars out there, and he does his own party on Black Eyed Susan, the celebrity march that they do in the infield. So again, I don't want to put too much weight into it, but I guess, gentlemen, when I first saw this, I was kind of taken back by it. And Under Armour has been synonymous recently, in recent history, with the second show of the Triple Crown.
Well, certainly it has been a major marketing initiative for Plank and Under Armour, and certainly with his diversified business interests, he's got the opportunity to check multiple boxes with the same event, and I'm sure he did. But this is while it certainly hurts the Preakness, I agree with that. I don't know if there's anything more than a business decision. Under Armour's had a tough year, and they're going to rein in and be more selective with the business decisions that they can.
To me, even more important is what he's doing with Kurt Covington. I hope that stays on track. Because that's a great project. If he can get that off the ground, there's a lot of moving parts to that, but I hope he can do it because that's a very good property. And he's the right guy to do it. If he has the capital to do it, the equity from people from the outside and the bank to come in. All those things are key components.
And when you look and I've walked by the tent and saw folks coming and going. And in addition to the sheer size of the investment that he makes, I can't even imagine the soft dollars that they spend with the logistics and the coordination and the planning. I mean, it's going to be a whole team of people working a lot of hours to pull that off.
And he has a big party the night before, which is one of the most remarkable parties in the state of Maryland every year. I don't know if he's doing that.
Again, just as a novice horse racing fan and somebody that loves having Preakness here, and you know Kevin, I do not, but it's always a Marylander that I've admired from a distance, and I have a lot of respect for people that have vision, creativity, think big, and put everything on the table. Kurt Covington is an example of that. Under Armour obviously is a great example, and to have a champion like that is promoting the sport, and not only promoting it, but putting his money where
it's really amazing. People are very jealous of success. When I did First Mariners Bank, and then I got, I had my trucking and barge company and all these things. People were afraid that I would fail. People were afraid that he would fail just out of just sheer jealousy. It's dumb. You want to have everybody do well here, and it helps everybody. The employment, the economy, taxes, all those things. And I think that you're going to be that small-minded enough to hope that he doesn't succeed is really dumb.
You're listening to a special edition of the Jimmy Mathis Show. We are broadcasting to you live from the Heart Yacht Cafe in Dundalk, Maryland, 8500 Code Road. This is a live broadcast, but also almost every week we're taking the show on the road to do some pre-recorded segments, getting the listeners involved, a chance to get out and meet everybody. The name of the segment is The People's Voice, and that segment's actually brought to you by your son, Ed, who is, Ed Hale Jr., who is running for Baltimore County Council in the 3rd District. I was trying to get Ed to come here and do the show with you, but he's knocking on doors and shaking hands.
He's been around me enough, he doesn't want to be in the same room.
But what a great location to do an event. I mean, this is a great place, and I guarantee you this place is hopping when it gets about 10 or 15 degrees warm.
Oh, it's awesome. Art is a great guy. I don't know if he's not listening, he's over talking to everybody. But this is a great location to come. It's cool.
It's out of the way a little bit, but it's got great views on Bear Creek. I grew up on Bear Creek right here. And, yeah. I lived here from the time I was 5 until I was 18. And I used to swim, fish, crab, everything out here. This is a great place. Firestone Country Club right across the street. Right here, it's beautiful. It's nice. One of my good places to come.
One of my best experiences on a boat here was last year or the year before when we had the Blue Angels over the harbor. And it was so choppy out near Fort McHenry that we ended up coming docking over here. Just amazing, amazing view of the ship.
I can't talk about my best experience on a boat.
That would be Ed Hale C. Along with Al Renner. Again, guys, we will be with you until 8 o'clock out here at Hard Yacht Cafe, 8500 Code Road. Give us a phone call, 410-922-6680. After the 7 o'clock news, we are going to change gears a little bit. We'll talk about the Ravens and also the NFL owners meetings that wrapped up in Florida. And a lot of people got a lot of emails about this last week. They're getting their invoices for their season tickets right now. And I'm a Ravens fan through and through, one of the original PSL holders. But I thought a good person to have that conversation with would probably be somebody that owns the sports franchise. Let's see if Al wants to hang around on that one. Everybody, it is 6:40. Again, special edition of the Jimmy Mathis Show, broadcasting live from the Hard Yacht Cafe. We'll be right back.
Sunday wrapping up the afternoon on this.